Now, Channel 9 Eyewitness News Daybreak continues.
Newly released 911 calls give chilling insight into a deadly shooting at Fort Mill's popular peach stand.
I'm hiding.
You're hiding? Where?
Customers' quick action to get to safety until police arrive.
But first, take a look at this, a live look over the city of Charlotte. You can see the red and pink there for Valentine's Day. We're tracking a warm-up for your day ahead and the chance for rain in the mountains. Thank you for joining us. I'm Brittany Johnson.
And I'm John Paul, 6:30 right now. Let's get to meteorologist Keith Monday in Severe Weather Center 9 with the first look at the weather. We're already starting to see a little bit of sunlight out there.
There's actually a little bit of clear sky this morning,
Wow.
believe it or not. It's hard to believe and imagine that we may have the chance to see a little bit of sun try to break on through today. Here's the view from the Lake Norman camera. A mix of clouds and clear sky up above. There's a little bit of light fog down below. Not a lot, but there are some neighborhoods up north that may actually be getting close to freezing here, so there will be some concerns in the foothills for some light freezing fog in a few spots. Here comes rain this morning. Of course, once that moves in, everything will warm up there. It'll be just rain, but this is mainly just going to affect the mountains. If we get a few sprinkles in Charlotte, that's about all we're going to see out there for the day today. We're looking at temperatures warming up nicely, back to near 60, at least 10 degrees warmer than yesterday, and it will still be fairly gray at times, but we're making progress. Ahead, we'll talk more about that rain chance building up into the mountains and how much warmer weather is coming back by the end of this week. Now let's get you out there on the roads. 6:30. What's going on, Mark?
We're checking right now the DOT camera mounted at Brookshire at Idaho Drive near 85, where there was reports of an accident. And here's that inbound lane. It's certainly getting busy, but I haven't spotted anything interrupting the traffic flows or blocking lanes. As you can see here, just past I-85. So no alternate route needed. I am watching that. Watching the uptown roadways as well as it builds on 277. It's still in good shape here. I do have an update for you. That closure on Stonewall for the Tryon Place utility relocation that's been going on out towards College. Main's closed. Been watching this since January. That's scheduled to open on Saturday. So we'll watch to see if that's the case as we move closer towards the 277 loop heading out towards Independence Boulevard. Just nothing slowing you down here, as well as we make our way over the Brookshire out towards Graham Street, moving towards I-77 as well. Brittany?
Today, drivers will finally have their first chance to hear from a committee deciding the future of the I-77 toll lanes.
Last month, there was outrage when the committee's first meeting was actually closed to the public. Eyewitness News reporter Gina Esposito's live for us along 77 with what to expect today. Gina.
Yeah, the toll lanes that stretch from uptown Charlotte all the way to Mooresville have been under construction for nearly 2 years. And today, anyone can sit in a meeting about the contract's future. Now, Governor Roy Cooper and the head of the NCDOT formed this toll advisory group last year. Cooper wants them to determine if the toll lanes contract should be canceled. We know some members have been against the toll lanes because they say it doesn't solve congestion issues. They would rather see I-77 widened. The group met last month behind closed doors. Today's meeting will be the first open to the public. We're told the group will look at current project funding and potential cost impacts. They will also be asking for feedback and discuss next steps. The meeting starts at 1:30 at the Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce. Live in Cornelius, I'm Gina Esposito, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Now, last week I told you about a huge spike in crashes on I-77 in the toll construction zone. There have been nearly 1,800 crashes since construction started 2 years ago. That's a 55% increase from the period before. One state lawmaker is pushing to even lower speed limits in the construction zones, hoping to make it safer for drivers. You can see all of our past coverage on the toll controversy at WSOCTV.com.
6:33 right now, a violent case of road rage after a woman says shots were fired at her car in West Charlotte. It happened Monday afternoon along Tuckasegee Road near Reed Park Lane. Jane Howard says she was driving slowly because she was following a school bus. She said she heard the shots and looked out of her window and saw the driver behind her with a gun.
Ask yourself why people have to resort to those means.
It's the question many of us are asking. Howard is so rattled by the shooting that she is now considering moving away from the Queen City and warning others to be careful. We have reported on several road rage incidents where shots were fired recently. At the end of last year, Charlotte-Mecklenburg police told us that the city's growth and more traffic may be contributing to the spike in cases. You can hear much more from the victim in this most recent case on WSOCTV.com. We have posted raw clips from our interview inside of this story. Channel 9 obtained 911 calls, giving insight to the frightening moments when a gunman opened fire inside of Fort Mill's iconic peach stand.
He's accused of killing Carson Weitzel. And Eyewitness News anchor Blaine Tollison joins us now. Blaine, you could hear the fear in those calls.
You could tell they feared for their lives. They were hiding while on the phone with dispatchers as this all unfolded.
Police, fire, medical.
Emergency calls reveal this scary scene inside a popular store in Fort Mill.
Hello?
Send the police.
Where at, ma'am?
Peach stand.
A woman calls 911, whispering, saying that bullets are flying inside the building.
Gunshots.
Gunshots?
She takes cover, pleading for police to come quickly.
You don't know who done it?
I'm hiding.
You're hiding? Where are you at, ma'am?
By the meat in the back.
Officers say the shots were the sound of Christopher Mendez shooting 19-year-old Carson Weitzel. The two had no history, no connection, but for some reason police say he targeted her. One worker told dispatchers he saw it all.
And I just seen him standing there. He just started firing. It was great, and I was helping a lady. I don't even know if she's okay or not.
Have you seen him come back out of the building?
I have not. I ran out in the back and I hid behind the things in the back because I have a 2-year-old daughter and I'm not dying.
Witnesses say Mendez didn't run. He stayed there, and when police arrived, he was immediately arrested.
They're here.
Mendez's father told Channel 9 his son was supposed to be undergoing psychiatric treatment at the time. Weitzel is terribly missed. Her friends and family say she loved working at the peach stand and was dedicated to her mission work in Africa. John.
We posted those 911 calls along with our past coverage of Carson's friends and family remembering her all on our homepage, WSOCTV.com.
Thousands of you wear your Apple Watches every day, and they may be calling 911 without you knowing it. It is causing extra work for busy dispatchers. Eyewitness News reporter Mark Barber learned what you can do about it.
And Brittany, traditional watches like this one right here, well, these just tell the time. But Apple Watches, they actually go a step further. They are programmed to automatically call 911, and sometimes they do that on accident. Local 911 dispatch centers say that this is actually triggering false alarms. The watch's emergency calling feature is activated when you press and hold down the side button. Many people do not realize with a simple flick of the wrist, their watches are making these emergency calls. Mooresville police tell Channel 9 their 911 dispatchers' valuable time has been tied up by the false alarms. One of those fake emergencies even happened to Kim Sellers, the police department's own contact for the media.
If you hold it down a certain way, if you tilt your wrist a certain way,
it
can trigger it.
Now, understanding how some of these watches work can really be complicated, so we are trying to make it simpler for you. That's why this morning on WSOCTV.com, we have posted a list that explains how the automatic calling feature works and how to turn it off. Live here in Steel Creek, Mark Barber, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
6:37 right now. Suspensions are down for kindergarten through second grade students at CMS, but the district says a disproportionate number of those suspended are African American. A new report broke down the numbers since new suspension guidelines went into effect in August. It was presented at last night's board meeting. Now this fall from 2016 through January 2017, there were 609 suspensions, kindergarten through second grade. Over that same period this school year, the number was down to 63. But the racial disparity of those suspensions still has not changed. This school year, about 75% of those students were African American. That's about the same percentage as last year. Insubordination, aggressive behavior, and assault on school personnel not resulting in serious injury were the top 3 reasons for suspensions this school year.
We are following breaking news overseas right now. Several countries have pledged to give billions of dollars to help rebuild Iraq following the war against ISIS. Turkey has pledged $5 billion, Saudi Arabia $1.5 billion, and Qatar $1 billion. Overall, Iraq is seeking $88.2 billion in aid from donors. Earlier this month, Iraq announced a drawdown of American troops after Baghdad declared victory over ISIS.
Happening today, President Trump will meet with members of Congress to discuss his infrastructure plan. The White House's $200 billion 10-year proposal relies on public-private partnerships to fix roads, bridges, and ports. But Democrats say that means that you'll pay more in tolls. The Department of Transportation is the recipient of President Trump's fourth quarter salary, by the way. The funds will go toward a grant program for critical road and bridge projects. President Trump vowed not to take a salary totaling $400,000 a year. But by law, he must be paid, so he's donating that money.
All right, 6:39 right now. You think you're spending enough on your Valentine today? Well, the National Retail Federation says on average, people spend $90 for their loved one. In total, Americans will spend $19.6 billion. $4.7 billion will be for jewelry, $2 billion will go toward flowers, $1.8 billion for candy. I'm sure you dropped,
You're just trying to make me feel inadequate.
You know.
And it's working.
That's a big portion of those stats were John Paul.
I didn't get anywhere near that. Anywhere near it.
That's funny. Your time is now 6:39. We're going to get to weather right now. A lot of people are going to be out and about, and it looks like a mild evening, Keith.
It's going to be pretty nice today, although it'll be fairly cloudy again at times, and there will be rain showers that are moving in toward the mountains. That's where most of the rain will fall. Unfortunately for the high country, that's where the best chance of rain will be for you today. In Charlotte, we just may get a few little spotty raindrops to roll in, but the best chances for rain, those are the futurecast. It all stays on I-40 and up northbound. About a quarter inch at most in some spots up there, less than that as you come down in elevation. Very little, if any, chance in Charlotte today. But it is going to warm up significantly as we head into the short term by the end of this week. We'll discuss this and your weekend plans, how much more of a rain chance could be coming back again. Now let's get back out on the traffic news for this morning. See more railroad issues, Mark.
Unfortunately, yeah, over in Union County, once again, there's additional closures as we've been monitoring MLK as it turns into MLK from Dickerson, where we've got right now the road closed signs out, and the train looks like the railroad arms are, at least those are working, but the intersection is not. It's completely blocked this morning. Let me show you where this is happening. This is MLK at North Charlotte Avenue. Here's that railroad crossing here. So taking Seymour from Charlotte Avenue, Gold Mine back down towards MLK, heading towards Union Academy, with 74 building out of Monroe, but still no issues as folks move inbound up towards Stallings through the construction zone approaching 485 in Matthews.